What's up, YouTubulous? EXO coming at you here with a naked trunk and a lot to do. Luckily, everything's already taken out, so our custom-made battery from the TheAmpLab is ready to go. A little lithium goes a long way, and it took a long time for our buddies Troy and Ethan to whip up this crazy-ass MEGALITH battery. So let's get a closer look before we tuck everything away in the trunk. Pretty damn cool, huh guys? Our battery is all prepared, our fuses are removed, and our panels are removed. That way we can bust right into our spare wood, get a junk piece of wood that doesn't even look good, stick it on the back, mark out our mounting points, and get as best of a cool looking angle in the back there, nice and strong against these 2x4s that we used in the first place. That means we're gonna have to have access to the 2x4s, so off comes the carpet. Good old Blackie did us real well. We're gonna do something a little bit easier since I found this nice plywood in there. We're gonna attach it to the wall right here and then attach the 2x4s and already meet up with our point right here instead of building up from the floor. To keep the weight down as best as we can, we're gonna go ahead and trim out all the excess wood in the center here that isn't gonna be used for the mounting point. So we drew a little line around the perfect center of this, cut that out, and it should be a little bit lighter weight. I wanna save as much as I can. Just a couple alterations later, and we've got this bad boy looking relatively decent. We added some paint around the edges and a little bit of carpet right here, just to make it, a little bit of cushion for our TheAmpLab battery. So right now we can take these little drill marks, go plot out on the back of the wall, and get this thing screwed in. Doing just the trick for what we need for a little bit of support on the bottom and the tops here with our side mounting points on our TheAmpLab battery. So our other batteries are going to be mounted right to the left of it and the right of it. We need to make sure that we have enough space to fit our amplifiers somewhere in here. So right now I'm just going to do some brainstorming, figure out our 9-inch width with our 26.5-inch length, that's our amplifier, and then our 7-inch width with our 13-inch length, and that's our battery. So we're gonna try to coincide all those dimensions with each other to work together in harmony back here without touching. It's gonna take a little bit of thinking. Let me get going on that. I think I've more or less figured out what I want to do. Boy, I've been scratching my head for at least an hour just walking around the car, figuring out which route is the best way to choose. So here's what I'm thinking. Unlike Frankenstein, I want this to be completely modular. I don't want any bit of install to prevent me from working on something else. In other words, I want the TheAmpLab battery to be its own little thing, this battery to be its own little thing, our amp rack to be its own little thing, and that battery to be its own little thing. So I don't want them to be connected in any way as far as wood, because that would be a waste of wood to me. And since we're trying to save every little bit of weight, we're gonna go inside right now and make little tiny battery supports, maybe just a little platform with some corner pieces that I found to keep the battery from moving back and forth. looking good for our test fit, guys. That's how she's gonna be laying out, more or less. Well, minus our AmpLab battery. I just wanted to make sure that everything's fitting here before we start drilling into the trunk. We're gonna be painting these pieces of wood black so you can't really notice them that much. But before we do that, we're gonna tear out the batteries and put some screws down there now that we know everything is gonna fit. So we're cruising right along here, guys. The first 4 holes are drilled for our battery platforms there. That means we can take the pieces of wood off the bottom of the floor because the holes are already drilled into the floor on both sides. I marked it a little bit just in case she has a little bit of wiggle room there on the screw. But we're gonna pick some right here. We got these little guys. We're just gonna go into the floor a little bit, put some adhesive around it so it doesn't come up. But first, let's paint them up with that cheap shit real quick. There we go, a little something like that. To be hidden away down in here for the battery to have a little bit of support, you know what I'm saying? It goes somewhere right around in here. Now let's get them mounted in there and test fit the batteries again. Oh shit, guys, look! It's coming right along. Both batteries are sitting in there, so let's go ahead and test fit the AmpLab battery now that we got everything in there, just to see how it looks. Get this bad boy right there. There she is. Check that out, guys. Beautiful. Whew. Can't wait to get this thing fucking wired up. But right now, I don't know exactly what to do next, so I need to gather my thoughts a little bit and figure out which step comes up next. I think I've pretty much figured this bad bitch out, and it's came to be doing a couple things off camera that you haven't seen, but basically just repeating the process that we've already done. One, I carpeted our amplifier platform, unlike our battery platform, which we just painted a little bit, because it's gonna be a little bit more visible. Check it out, guys. And I actually bolted it into the car, so it's nice and strong. Stretching across the Grand Canyon over here to the other side to line up with our BC 5500 mounting feet on both edges. So that's where we are. Both batteries are probably gonna be taken out here so I can do a little bit of beauty touch up right here. And that's where we're gonna resume in the next segment of this AmpLab lithium install. We got the LEDs added here along the corners, just a little couple extra touch-ups that we did while the camera was off, and we'll resume back here with our MEGALITH 45, dropping everything, with our MEGALITH 45 amp hour lithium install from the AmpLab, so stay tuned. We got lots more stuff to come, including installing the crescendo amplifiers. There she is, sitting pretty, waiting for the install, guys. 10,000 watts, and this makes number 8 5500s that I have. Fresh new batch over there from Crescendo, double inputs. This thing's gonna be pumping out some serious bass. A little bit bigger than we thought it was when we first got it fitted in the trunk. So next video, be on the lookout for getting this bad bitch somehow squeezed in to that over there. It's gonna be some bit of fun, that's for sure. So stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Okay.